guys, it's Emmy. I am back to eat more stuff. And today I'm going to be eating sweets, but not candy. I'm going to be eating gelato, and lots of it. I received a package from here. Dun dun dun. From Il Laboratorio del Gelato. So Evan and his partner Jon have this beautiful shop in New York City, along with that sweet t-shirt, a styrofoam box with 25 flavors of gelato that were dry iced. Thank you, Evan and Jon, so much for sharing this with me. I'm so excited to try your gelatos. Look at these sweet little spoons. So, wrapped in wax paper, these little plastic spoons. And it says, look at that. Can you see it? It says Frigoplast. That looks like something from like the 1960s. Love that. This one is the lemon, limone. I can already smell the lemon, so let's go ahead and try it. Oh my goodness. It's got a really great tanginess, and I can feel a little bit of lemon zest. It's like the best part of a lemon without being overly sour. It is so delicious and refreshing. White Nectarine Sorbet. Look how beautiful. It's flecked with little pieces of the skin in there. It's so cute, and I was really surprised by the color. It almost looks more like a strawberry color. Already I can smell it. Here we go. Oh my goodness. That's a taste of summer. Oh, that's so good. It's just like biting into a nectarine. And again, the texture is really lovely. Nice and smooth, not at all grainy. Earl Grey Tea. Earl Grey Tea is a black tea that is infused with bergamot, which is I believe it's a citrus. So it has a really lovely perfume. Can't really smell anything, but let's go ahead and try it. Here we go. Oh my. This definitely has some milk in it. Very different consistency than the sorbets. Not the least bit icy. Smooth as the most placid lake you'd ever been to. There's a slight bitterness, clear, pronounced Earl Grey flavor. I like that it's paradoxical because you often, I associate tea with something hot, and this is cold, so that kind of shift in your mind is really lovely. Thai chili chocolate. Yes! Oh, look at this color. It is so beautiful. Now you can really see the embossing on there. And I can already smell the chocolate. It has a denser consistency than any of the others I've tried. It seems a little bit almost chewy when I scoop it. So let's taste it. Here we go. Oh man. That is so brilliant. So when you first taste it, it's like this decadent dark chocolate. And then as it melts, through the middle of your tongue to the back of your tongue, you start to feel some heat. And a slight taste of chili. Delightful. I've had this in chocolate bar form, but to have it in gelato form is really lovely because you have that spiciness of the chili, but the gelato itself is cold. So it kind of soothes your tongue with the next bite, but it's definitely hot, like it's spicy. I don't think a lot of people, like if you don't have a high tolerance for heat or if you don't enjoy chili, then you probably won't like this because you'll find it too spicy, but I love it. This looks like it's going to be perfect for fall. Green apple sorbet. It's almost like pear in color. It's got a very light green, yellow hue to it. Oh man. It tastes like applesauce, but the flavor is very, very appley and very zingy. Not tart, but not overly sweet. It's delicious. Look, saffron. So for those of you that don't know what saffron is, I guess you call it a spice. They're like threads, and they're like the pistil of a crocus. So they're really expensive, but they're red in color. And then it's added to different dishes, and the pollen in there actually adds a yellow color to lots of dishes. It's this beautiful, buttery, it's more orange than it looks on camera. Wow, that's a very subtle flavor. Perfect level of sweetness. And there's enough little bit of cream fat that coats your tongue, but I don't really taste any specific flavor. Salted caramel. I love these containers. They make them so stackable. Wow, that is so cool. Look. Wow, that's awesome. So you have the two different textures. So you have the frozen cold ice cream, and then you've got the oozy goozy salted caramel. It's really playful because you have that cold and then you have that weird juxtaposition of salt in there. Okay, so this flavor I actually had to look up because I had never heard of it before. Kalamansi Sorbet. So I figured it had to be probably some kind of fruit because sorbets are usually made with fruit. Kalamansi is a type of citrus that comes from the Philippines. I never heard of it before. Oh my gosh. Nice and tart, but screaming of like an orange kind of tangerine flavor. Scrumptious. Big, fat, juicy thumbs up, man. Pink peppercorn. It's white, but it's got these beautiful pink flecks in it. Very sophisticated flavor. You have the sweet cream, and then you have the peppercorn, but it's put in there with a really nice balance. Almost just like cardamom to me. A little bit of cardamom and maybe mace. It's got a really nice spiced complexity. Delicious. I love it. Here's kind of a classic flavor. Pistachio. And it's one that I've never really had before. And a lot of times when you go to an ice cream shop, you see pistachio, and it's this really fake green color. Look at this color. It's yellow. Oh. I've never contemplated pistachio quite like this before. I mean, I love pistachio nuts, but I've never had it in an ice cream before. And it is really divine. And it's creamy. But then as it disappears and is left on your tongue, you get this very distinct flavor of pistachio. I think what I like you guys so much about your gelatos and sorbets so far is that the flavors are so clearly pure. Cucumber sorbet. Oh, look at this color. Very, very strong smell of cucumber. Wow. Very, very refreshing, and it reminds me of a lot of watermelon because it has that green cucumbery watermelon flavor, and it's also sweet. Toasted coconut. Oh yeah, that's nice. I love coconut flavored things and coconut candies, but the problem I have sometimes is coconut, I feel extract is used, so it has a really overpoweringly, cloyingly fake coconut flavor that's akin to suntan lotion or Malibu rum. This does not have that. You actually don't taste the coconut in the beginning. And then about halfway, as everything begins to melt in your mouth, you get that coconut flavor, and then you get the little bits of toasted coconut in there. It's delicious. It tastes like fresh coconut. If you've ever had like a freshly cracked coconut and scraped the inside, that's what it reminds me of. It has that really fresh coconut milk flavor. I'm like Goldilocks. I'm like trying all of Baby Bear's things, and it's working for me. It's my favorite flavor. Licorice. I'm actually warming up to it. I've eaten a lot of licorice, I feel like, at this point, and it's not so bad. I wouldn't say I like it by any means, but it's not so bad. Especially when you compare it to salted licorice. Surprising, no? You always think of licorice as being black. Wow! That's actually quite surprising. The first sensation I feel is the mouthfeel. It's very creamy, kind of sticky, and I'm like, where's the repulsive licorice? And you don't taste it, and then you taste it, and then it's like, bam! It's super strong. Like initially it's like, maybe it's coffee, maybe it's, no, it's licorice. Then at the very end, it's intensely licorice. Corn! Pale yellow color. Wow, weird. It's very, very smooth. I don't taste any corn chunks at all. I think they have ground it up and then strained all the corn chunks out of it. Because corn is quite tough to digest, as we all know. Very distinctive corn flavor. Slightly sweet. But I don't think I like it. I love corn, but I don't think I want it in my ice cream. Yuzu Sorbet. Now, yuzu is a beautiful citrus that comes from Japan. And the closest thing it's related to I could think of is maybe like a lemon. When you look at it, it's kind of bumpy and lumpy, but it's yellow. It's not all that juicy, but it has a beautiful perfume to the skin. Oh, it smells so good. I love yuzu. It's like lemon mixed with mandarin. Mandarin orange and lemon, but with more lemon. Mmm. Oh man. That's good. This and the Kalamansi are just heavenly. It's got a little slight exotic citrus flavor to it that is just beautiful. It's more of a fragrance than anything. The level of tartness is like a lemon sorbet. Also buko, or if you had like a really fatty, like short rib, like fall wintry meal, I think this would be so good. Or even like barbecue, if you had like a big greasy barbecue meal or a big burger, this would cure your distended belly. Turkish coffee. I only had Turkish coffee I think once. Very, very strong, very sweet coffee. Almost like an espresso with a bunch of sugar in it. It was slightly sour, slightly bitter. Really good, and I was like buzzing for hours. But here we go, Turkish coffee. Immediately I smell coffee, and I can see little flecks of coffee bean there. Oh, so good. A little bit of the grain of the coffee beans, and the perfect level of sweetness. Sweet enough to cut the bitter of the coffee, but not to be so cloyingly sweet that you can't enjoy the flavor. Awesome. Avocado. Gorgeous avocado color. They're able to keep it nice and green. Maybe there's something. What did you guys do? What magic did you? Avocados are notorious for getting dark. Mmm. That's amazing. It tastes like avocado. Avocado has a very subtle, wonderful buttery flavor that I just love. And it has a really nice, slippery, smooth mouthfeel. And this flavor typifies New England to me. Blueberry. Tinged purple with flecks of blueberry. Mmm. You can taste the little tart bits of blueberry in there. Delicious. Very subtle blueberry flavor mixed with cream. Lychee. Lychee is a tropical fruit, and it has a really fun kind of shell that's kind of spiky. You break the spiky shell, and inside are these lobes of white, fleshed, juicy, succulent fruit. Pale cream color. Maybe a drop of like apricot mixed with green grape. Maybe you would get lychee. Ginger. Coolness, and then that almost lemony ginger flavor. Very clear. This is probably my favorite ice cream flavor. Mint chip. Here it is. Really good. So the bits of chocolate are shaved kind of bits of dark chocolate. So there's a nice kind of crunchy bit without just being really hard, like peppermint mint. And it's really nice, clear minty flavor. And then when you're finished, it leaves this kind of mentholated back of your tongue feeling into your mouth. It's delicious. Because the ice cream is already cold, and then you get this kind of mentholated puff at the end. I'm a little bit saddened that it's not that fake green color, but I wouldn't expect it to be from these guys. Mango. Wow, this is a beautiful consistency. This is sorbet, but it's almost like an ice cream. It's so smooth, and here we go. Get out. Oh my gosh. So like it's mango on a stick. Of course the flavor is delicious, but what I love most, I think, of this one is the consistency. It is so wickedly smooth. for being a sorbet and not at all icy, but I think that has something to do with the pulpy nature of mango. White sesame. Mmm, that's good. It tastes like halva. Ever had halva? Or like those sesame candies that are like a sesame brittle, just like that. Root beer. Wow. I have to confess, I don't like root beer. I mean, I don't dislike it, it's just not my favorite. This is so good. It has that sarsaparilla root beer flavor without being overly fake or sweet. And for my last one, I have this. Green tea. This is a classic Japanese flavor. It's a delicious flavor, and it's close to my heart. Mmm, so good. I definitely approve. Green tea, particularly matcha, can be quite bitter. It is pulverized tea leaves after all, so this doesn't have any of that bitterness at all, but still manages to catch the essence of what green tea is like. It's grassy, and it's just a lovely green tea flavor. It's divine. I think hands down that was probably one of my favorite tasting experiences ever. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Excuse me, that was an emergency was passing. Jon and Evan, thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your shop with me. I had a delightful time. You guys make beautiful things. And if you guys want to check them out, I'll put the link down below where you can find their shop. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed that. So I'll see you in my next video. Gosh, I love this packaging. Look at this. Gelatine. I personally like the seal bark. I feel like that's really cathartic. You should try it sometime. If you're feeling really pent up and you just, a couple hand slaps really help too. If you go, arr, 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 arr.